Hello, everybody. So this is going to be a sensitive subject, especially for the Christian women out there who have issues with modesty. Check this out.
I started going to church. I dress like I do. I dress fun. I dress celebratory. Yeah, things like that. Yeah. And I had somebody walk up to me and tell me, you need to cover up. And it was an older woman too, so you're respectful, but you get scared, right? Because I'm like, I'm new to church. I probably was showing arms and maybe probably a little bit more a boat neck, you know?
Okay.
And she said, you need to cover up because the way you dressing could make somebody else stumble. And I asked another friend about it.
That's the problem that they say.
Here's the thing. And
wait a minute, what you mean by that?
I love the Christian community. I am a Christian myself.
Right.
My relationship with God, I don't know how it is with everybody else, but for me, God teaches me to dress in such a way that I am going to dress for Him. And so I get excited about the way I look for Him. Does that make sense?
Yeah, to be the
so
best
when this
version.
woman, two things I felt wrong about what she said was, number one, that the way I would dress makes somebody else stumble. I should never feel responsible for someone else's misbehavior. I started...
Okay, what do you guys think about that? You should never feel responsible for someone else's behavior. You should never feel responsible for someone else's behavior. Okay, number one, remember what Jesus Christ said? Jesus said that you have heard them of old say, but I tell you, if anyone lusts after a woman, what happens? You are already in danger of what? Committing what? Adultery, right? If you lust after a woman, that's adultery already in your heart. So it starts where? It doesn't start physically, right? It doesn't start physically. It starts in the heart. Jesus Christ said this. So if God will condemn the man that will lust after someone in their mind, right? That will lust after a woman in their mind. Would God condemn the woman that causes a man to lust after her? Now, she also said, hey, I have this, the way that I dress is the way that I dress for God. Okay, the way that He would want me to dress. Did you know that God has a uniform? God has a way for us to dress. Now, again, I'm not, no knock to this person, whoever this person is. I don't know who this person is, but no knock to her. She wants to dress the way, whatever she wants to dress, because that's how she feels like dressing. Hey, you dress whatever you want to. I don't think it's biblical, but hey, that's between you and the Lord. I don't think even the Lord condones that. I don't think even the Lord is glorified in that, if you dress however you want to, showing your, whatever it is, if it's a skimpy outfit, showing your cleavage and all these things. I don't think that's biblical. Okay. That's just my opinion. I don't think that's biblical. Remember what happened in, Garden of Eden? Adam and Eve. Now, before we get there, shame is actually a result of sin. Okay. Shame is what you feel when you sin. When you sin, you feel ashamed by it. Okay. Back then, Adam and Eve, it says that they were naked and they were not ashamed, right? They were naked, they were not ashamed. After sin, they saw that they were naked and they were ashamed. And what did they do? They tried to cover themselves up. Okay. What did they cover themselves up with? An apron of fig leaves. An apron doesn't cover your entire body. An apron covers your body partially. Okay. It partially covers your body, just this area and this area, mostly. But I would say maybe 50% of your body is not covered up. Okay. That's an apron. Okay. An apron of fig leaves. What did Jesus Christ, or what did God do when He came down? He said, hey, Adam, where are you? Right? He went through this whole investigation with Adam and Eve and the serpent. And then what happened after that in Genesis 3? What happens? It says that God took tunics of skin and made them robes. Okay, made them a robe covers your entire body. So God said, I don't like that outfit. I'm going to make you robes that will cover your entire body. Again, There's a physical manifestation to something that is spiritual. There's a physical manifestation to something that happens to you in a spiritual sense. So if you let's say you let's say you're out here, out in public, and all of a sudden, the wind blew and the skirt, your skirt came up, and your whole entire downstairs region, is exposed. What do? You try to cover it up, right? That's a physical manifestation of something that you're feeling inside. Shame. Okay. When you feel ashamed, you cover it up. And by the way, if you look up in the Bible, the word shame, shameful, or whatever, and nakedness, all of these are words associated to sin. These things, nakedness, shame, all these things are words that are associated with sin. Okay? If you look at Isaiah, I believe it's in Isaiah 61 and verse 10. Let's see, Isaiah 61 and verse 10. What did Isaiah say there in Isaiah 61 and verse 10? Let's go look it up real quick. By the way, you can't just dress the way that you want. Okay, God has a uniform. God has a uniform. Your body is meant for your husband to see, not everybody else. Okay, your body is meant for your husband to see, not everybody else. And if you don't believe that, like if we truly are Christians, right? We claim to be Christians, and we don't even know how to dress. I mean, if you truly claim to be Christian, and you're not going by the standards of God, then this is not Christianity. It's not Christianity. Let's go to Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 61 and verse 10. Isaiah 61 and verse 10, I believe. Is that it? I will greatly rejoice in the Lord. My soul shall be joyful in my God, for he hath clothed me with the garments of salvation. He hath covered me with a robe of righteousness. He hath clothed me with the garment of salvation and covered me with the robe of righteousness. That's a spiritual thing. But that spiritual thing can manifest physically. If you truly don't have a relationship with God, now watch this. If you have a relationship with God, if you have an encounter with God, you're going to cover yourself up. You're going to cover yourself up. Just take a look at the demoniacs from the Gadarenes. What did it say there? When they had an experience with Christ, before they had an experience with Christ, it says that man who had demons he was hanging out at tombs and things like that, at caves. He was naked and he was cutting himself. It says he was naked, he was cutting himself, naked, cutting himself. When he had an experience with Jesus Christ, it says that he was clothed and in his right mind. He was clothed in his right mind, physically clothed and in his right mind. So there is a way for us to dress, especially when we are in the presence of God. We're not going to be in the presence of God butt naked, right? You would truly are a Christian if you truly are a Christian like you say you are. We're not going to be dressing this way, because number one, it is true what the old lady said. The old lady said, "Hey, you're gonna be a stumbling block to these guys." That is true. That is true. That is real. There are guys. I mean, one of my best friends is. I'm not even gonna say it. I almost said it. Okay, one of my friends struggle with this. Okay, he sees one picture of something, and he's struggling. All right. I almost said it, sorry. He sees one little picture of something and he's struggling. So women have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to not cause someone to sin. I mean, if you're out here, you're out here and you're showing off your things, right? You're showing off your behind and all the fronts and everything. And if someone says, hey, you know, you're causing this person to sin. If you truly love that person, if you truly love like a Christian should love, you're going to cover up so you don't cause this man to sin. It's the same thing with a man. It's the same thing with a man. A man shouldn't, you know, I mean, it's a little harder for women to feel that way when they see a man, you know, a man's hands or, you know, forearms or whatever. I think it's a little harder for women to feel that way because women are more emotionally inclined, and they like, you know, they want to feel more than they're not really visual when it comes to that. They're not as visual as men, and so men have a different, you know, there's a different approach to that. But with men are visual. Most men, I would even say all men are visual, okay? And when they see something and, you know, it gets them a little riled up, yeah, of course, things are going to happen in the mind, and that's how it starts. Sin starts in the mind. Remember, Jesus Christ says, if you lust after a woman in your heart, you've already committed adultery with that person. So sin starts in the heart. It starts in the mind. Okay? And so we should mind, ladies, the way that we dress. We should mind the way that we dress. Now listen, during Adam and Eve's time, it says that God made, God used tunics of skin. Okay? Tunics of skin to clothe Adam and Eve. Tunics of skin. Where did God get the tunics of skin from? From an animal. So an animal had to be stripped, naked, and even like deeper than naked in order to cover Adam and Eve. Because he used tunics of skin to cover Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve was given robes, covered everything. Okay? Not just partially, everything. Jesus Christ was on the cross, fully naked. Jesus Christ was on the cross fully naked. You know, nakedness is connected to shame. Nakedness is connected to shame. So what do you think he was feeling up there? I mean, he was forced to be naked. They took his clothes off. It wasn't his choice to be naked. He was forced to be naked. Up there on the cross. Open shame, the Bible even says. He was in open shame. There's a lot of, you know, pictures out there, the paintings out there of Jesus Christ on the cross, and they paint this cloth over his private area. It wasn't like that in real life. He was fully exposed, open shame, the Bible says. He was naked. He was unwillingly, he was forced to be naked. They took his clothes off, but he was naked for you. In open shame for you. So that you don't have to. So if we see that Jesus Christ is out there, you know, Jesus Christ was out there on the cross, fully naked, in open shame. For what? Just so that you can dress, so that you can openly expose yourself? No, man. No, man. You have a responsibility as a Christian. If you truly are a Christian woman, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. The Bible says that we must edify each other. Okay? Edify each other. Edifying means to build each other up. Not put each other down. You're causing someone to sin, you're putting that person, that brother down. You're supposed to be edifying. We should be fully clothed, not exposing anything. Women, if you don't, I mean, if you know, I know that this is a sensitive subject, But if you don't, if it's hot outside, there are dresses that are not hot. It's hot outside here, and I'm in a sweater. You know what I mean? Sometimes, my wife just, tells me, hey, I don't think you should be out there in a t-shirt because, I do go to the gym, and she's uncomfortable with that. And, I respect that. We shouldn't be, even if it's hot, okay? I'll wear a t-shirt here and there, not, baggy. You know what I mean? I used to wear tight t-shirts. It shows off all, the shoulders and everything. But now I'm wearing baggy shirts, baggy pants. I mean, it's not super baggy, like, it was like the 90s. But I'm wearing baggy pants, baggy t-shirts. Hey, who cares about fashion? If you care, if you care about fashion more than saving a brother, if you care about fashion more than not causing someone to sin, then you shouldn't claim to be. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys. That's all I have for today. Guys, let's dress modestly. Okay? Jesus Christ did not die on the cross naked so that you can be naked. Jesus Christ died on the cross, that the lamb was slain from the foundation of the world, skinned to death, naked, so that you can be clothed, so that Adam and Eve can be clothed. Jesus Christ did not die on the cross naked so that we can be naked. Jesus Christ died on the cross naked so that we can have his robe of righteousness, so that we can be clothed in his garment of salvation. That's all I got for you guys today. Please like and share if you guys were blessed by this little study. If you guys want to support this ministry, please do so by praying for this ministry and also donating at www.sfp.center/support. Or if you guys want to help us raise funds for the upcoming documentaries, the Ellen White documentary, the health documentary, a surprise documentary that you guys don't know about yet, but I think it's going to be very, very educational for a lot of you. And From Babylon to America Part 3. If you guys want to support those documentaries and want to help us raise funds for those documentaries, go to sfp.center/fundraiser. The links are in the description box below. Please consider, pray about it. Pray about it. Thank you guys again. Praise God always. Peace. Out of here.
Oh, come,
A lot of people are buying into this ideology that when Jesus Christ comes back, that his feet are going to touch the ground and there's going to be a 1,000-year reign on earth.
When Satan is actually bound to this bottomless pit, it's translated, it's actually the Greek word abusos.
As long as we are abiding in the Lord and we are growing in sanctification, he gives us victory. He transforms us.
Jesus referred to the need to overcome 7 times.
There is nobody on planet Earth for that 1,000-year period.
The Bible is very clear. There's a period of time where there's no one alive on earth. Jeremiah chapter 4.
Until the Son of God appears.
The wicked dead are resurrected one more time so that they could receive their eternal punishment.
They're judged and then they're cast into the lake of fire.
The reason why the fire is eternal is because the fire is God.
And God can give us victory over any temptation, over any sin, as we just keep our eyes on Him.
Only the saved can obey. If you're not saved, you cannot obey. Without Jesus in the heart, you cannot obey. And because only the saved can obey, only the obedient will be saved.